Hey friends, welcome back to Camby's Garage. I just wanted to give you an update of what is happening lately in Camby's Garage. Regular watchers will know that I entered the Sea Turtle into art fields this year. Now, I had high hopes for it because it won 2 awards at the State Fair juried exhibition. Unfortunately, it was not juried into art fields. I have to say I was really disappointed because I felt that piece was stronger than the piece I had in last year. But really, it's up to the whim of the judges. I found out just before Christmas, so that kind of took the wind out of my sails. I kind of lost momentum. But since then, some great things have been happening, so I'm certainly over it. There have been some interesting developments recently. In my last video, I mentioned how I was featured on George Takei Presents, and that a local journalist contacted me afterwards to do a piece on me. It appeared on the newspaper's website, and I thought that's all it was going to be, but apparently on front page news. This is the statewide paper. So that was kind of exciting. So in other news, I got some logs recently that I cut up yesterday with the chainsaw. Basically milled them into some slabs. I had a piece of cherry that I cut into bowl blanks. I'll probably turn those today. I also got some oak, and I milled those, and I have these pieces of bark. I think I'm going to make some tiny natural edge bowls out of them. In other exciting news, I just passed 50,000 followers on Instagram. I'm really touched and honored that so many people have decided to follow along and see what I do here. So another thing that's coming up soon is Open Studios. I'm participating in Open Studios again this year. It happens in April. There's a small preview exhibition happening at City Hall, and one of my pieces has been included. I haven't gone to see it yet. Really, the only reason why I was included is because I was one of the first 5 3D people to apply. So that said, I am probably going to tackle the bowl wall in the next coming weeks to try to get some inventory to sell at Open Studios, since I turned a lot of those at this time last year, so they should be dry enough to finish. Although right now I have over 60 things available on my Etsy store, and that doesn't include everything I have. So I'm going to have lots of pieces for sale. I felt it was pretty successful last year, so I'm looking forward to it this year. Oh man, my back is sore today after using the chainsaw yesterday. This is a piece of the cherry that I cut into a bowl blank. I was going to mill it, but it had these large checks here, so I didn't think it was worth milling it, so that's why I decided to make rough bowls out of them. So what will I be doing in 2019? Well, more of the same thing. I really like how the carving has been turning out lately, so I'm certainly going to be doing more of that. But I won't be ignoring my lathe either, so you can bet I'll be doing more segmented pieces. A week from today, I'm going to be having a special guest come to Camby's Garage, so watch for that. So the other day, I got a large chunk of red oak. Someone in my neighborhood was having a large tree cut down. There was a lot more wood where this came from, but unfortunately I only have a small car. I don't have a pickup truck. Maybe someday I'll have a pickup truck. I cut it into a few slabs and painted the ends, and so I'll do something with it eventually. So I have this one piece here that I saved for a bowl blank. Unfortunately it has some rot in there. You can't really tell right now, but it was a pretty spectacular color. Very red when I first got it. So the first time I turned some wet wood in here, I got my bench sprayed with water essentially. So now I put this curtain over it to protect it. Well, this is going on the bowl wall until this time next year. Well, that's about it for today. These 4 cherry blanks that I turned. Love the color and the grain, just really pretty wood. Unfortunately, this log that I got was already checked. So every one of these pieces has a check in the rim. But you know what that means. Once they're dry, they'll be good candidates for bowl surgery. So these are going on the bowl wall with the natural edge bowls I just finished as well. So just to see what would happen, I took this inside. This is the one I made yesterday. And just overnight, you can see there's a big check. Well, I mean several checks here that developed just within like 12 hours. So obviously this dried too quickly inside. So I put the rest of these bowls on the bowl wall. Hopefully it'll dry slower. I know I could probably put them with some shavings in a paper bag, but I want them to be dry in a couple of months so I can hopefully sell them at Open Studios. So I'd say that was a pretty good day's work. Unfortunately, I have quite the mess to clean up now in Cammy's garage.